Hi there everybody, and welcome back to Simon Outdoors. Now you may notice I'm wearing last year's Bushcraft Show t-shirt, which is really big on me now because I've lost so much weight and I really want to lose another 2.5 stone. I'd be happy then, because at the minute I still feel a bit But anyway, today, if you follow me on Instagram, you'd known that I've been doing some blacksmithing. To start off with, I successfully heat treated these two strikers, and now with the final striker that I'm going to show you in a minute, I feel like this one's almost a waste of steel, and I have wondered whether I should reheat it, bend it and make two strikers out of this. But it does work really well as one of those type of strikers, works really well. So, and then this was I was more bothered about this one. I wanted to get this one heat treated because I just really liked the simple design. And same with the one I'm going to show you just next. I thought about doing it with this one when I made this. After I heat treated those today, I put some more metal in the forge and I forged this. I stretched by hammering and I drew out the steel. As you can see, it was all this thickness, and I drew it out and tapered it to this. Now what I had thought about before I cut the rest of the stock off and continue forging and bending and heat treating was, should I try and make a little curl here, or just a very simple little curl, and I didn't. I sort of wish I had now, and I've got a little bit more steel left, but I do need to make some more charcoal because I've been using homemade oak charcoal. So once I make some more of that, which could be another week or two, then I'm going to throw a bit more steel in the forge because I've got a bit left. I think I'm going to do another one exactly the same, apart from I'm going to have a go at tapering this a little bit longer, because it didn't seem to take that much time. I didn't really time it how long it took, but it didn't seem to take long to make this. But I do want to have a go at just doing something a little bit more fancy now, because this is pretty basic. It feels really well, it works really well, it sort of looks Viking-ish style. I don't know, what do you think? Tell me in the comments. It throws brilliant sparks. I tried to beat it as much as possible to get those file marks out. I was successful on this piece because obviously I was hammering it more, tapering it. I tried hitting this bit with a ball peen hammer and then a lump hammer. It flattened it out a bit, but you can see some of the file in there. But I'm really pleased with it. But what I've decided to do is I've decided to give these away. Originally, I had someone in mind for this one, but now the person I was going to give this one to, I'm now going to give that one to instead, and he will find out in May who he is. So I'm not going to mention it, but I'm going to put that together. I know this person has already got a flint striker. That's as much as I'm going to say. But he hasn't got a handmade one made by me, so I'm going to give that one away. I fancied that one for myself, but to be honest, I've got an amazing one given to me, two of them actually. One from a very good guy in Sweden, which I did do a video I think about it some time ago, and I did post about it on Instagram. And another one from a local guy who used O1 tool steel to make a thinner one, which does really work, and it's quite nice. So I do actually like. I would like more flint strikers. By if you guys out there are making them and you want me to review it, whatever, that's my thing. That's what I would collect. Somebody might collect spoons or spatulas, like I make. Somebody might collect knives. I know a lot of people do that. But I went to a Viking festival last year that I've been to for a couple of years, and there was a guy there with a little nice little wooden box, and he opened the box and he showed me all these beautiful different types of Viking style strikers. One similar to this, one similar to that. I don't think, obviously there wasn't anything like this, because in Viking times that would have just been a waste of steel. You know, a blacksmith would have took that and made two out of it. And there was some where it was a metal striking edge with like some brass or copper over the top. There's some beautiful ones. And he was teaching young children how to make fire with flint and steel. So I took some goods with me that day in my rucksack, in the hope that I'd find somebody to trade with, do some sort of trade. So I had leather tinder pouches and some processed amadew and other fungi for firelighting and bits and bobs. But anyway, I was so chuffed that this guy, although he was Viking reenactment, he was teaching the children how to make fire with flint and steel. And he was saying about how he can't get amadew. It doesn't really, horse's hoof fungus doesn't really grow very well where he is. So I went back and I gave him leather pouches and I gave him some amadew, and I think I gave him something else as well. And he says, well, I've got nothing to trade. And I says, no, you're all right. I said, it's just really good to see people passing these skills on to the children, and the children are enjoying it, you know, enjoying the firelighting. So yeah, I do like that one, but because I like it, and I put more work into that one, I think, than this one, you know. There was some thought in this, like this, but I think there was a bit more thought in this than this one. You can probably see that. I would like to collect some. Now, the two that I've been given, the one from Sweden and the one from a guy in the local town, I haven't actually put into a box. I've got them in two separate leather tinder pouches that I've made. So I've got one in one rucksack, one in another. And then I've got a different one, which isn't any sort of Viking style. It's one I asked to be made years ago when I did a giveaway on the YouTube channel. And this local guy from the next village, he made two. One I gave away, one I kept. And I used to have it on a bit of leather around the neck, you know, bit of a Viking type thing, but it was no way a Viking style. It was just a primitive flint striker. Where was I going with this? I can't remember now. Anyway, yeah, I'd like to collect them. So yeah, if you've got a couple you want me to review and show and that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm going to give this one away in May. I've got someone in mind for this one, or possibly this one, because although I finished it and it works, I'm just not sure, you know, because this one I made from slightly thicker steel than this, and I think if I heated this up and I bent it out and I can forge it and I can take some of these file marks out of it and I could make something a lot nicer with it. I think my neighbours, to be honest, were wondering what's banging, because my neighbour looked over the fence and said, oh, I thought it was the other neighbour. And I said, yeah, I'm just doing a bit of metalwork, because where I was doing metalwork is on the concrete outside my house, and then there's their wall, and then their patio concrete, and then it's straight up against their house. So I imagine every time I went thud with the hammer, it rang, and not just rang in their ear, it probably rang through the house wall as well. So apologies for that. I don't really want to take it, well, I can't take it indoors because I'm using a charcoal forge. If I was using a gas forge, I could take it into the garage and work in there, and there'd be a bit less noise, a bit less ring. You'd probably hear a bit of a thud, but there'd be a less ring to it. I even put wood under the railway track anvil I was using to try and lessen the noise, but no, it still rang out pretty high pitched. So yeah, I just wanted to say hello. I did start out recording this as another short clip for Instagram, as I record 1 minute videos for there, and I thought, well, you know, I'm going to do this longer. I'm going to do this for you guys out on YouTube who's stayed subscribed and you haven't seen me for a while. While I was actually forging, I did debate on doing or trying to do a bit of recording for YouTube, but when you've got the steel to temperature and you need to work on it, because the railway track anvil is cold, my hammers are cold because I'm literally outside. As soon as I take that steel out the forge, I need to be working on it. I can't be messing about with the camera with the angle and zooming in and out and things like that. I need to get on with it, otherwise I've got to put it back in the forge and wait again for a few more minutes for it to build up to temperature before I can work the steel. So I thought, well, I'll just take the photographs when I could, like when the steel's in the forge and when it's finished and out. Oh, camera's flashing, so I guess I'm going to run out of time soon. So bye for now, everybody. Bye for now. Good to see you again.